have a truly international Skype video conference call going on here. We have with me today the two of the gentlemen that are behind the GI bike, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. It's a pretty exciting design. With me to my left is Eric Sevillia. Eric is the CFO of G-Bike, and Eric is located in New York City, and I think if you look over his right shoulder, you can actually see the bike, which is pretty cool. And then in my right-hand panel here, we have Lucas Toledo, and Lucas is the CEO, and Lucas is located down in Argentina. So we have New York City, Omaha, Nebraska, and probably what? Buenos Aires?
Córdoba.
Córdoba. Okay, Córdoba in Argentina. So a really international call we've got going on. Well, gentlemen, thank you for taking the time to do this. I tell you, I wanted to get you guys together because I love this design and what you guys have done with it, and I wanted to learn more. And also, I'm sure our readers would like to hear more about it as well. So let's start off talking about the origin of the design. How did this all come about?
So, Bill, thank you for taking time and thank you for reaching out. We are very excited to be on your program, and we are very excited to share our story with your audience. As you mentioned, our team is spread around the world, partially in New York and partially in Argentina. The idea behind the G-Bike was born through a strike that actually paralyzed the transportation system in Argentina, taking people's independence and letting them be stuck in their house. So through that process, we started thinking, what is it that we can do to change this, and how is it that we give independence back to the people? And we thought of the bicycle as the main mode of transportation. From there, we took the design of the original bike and we went through every aspect and design of the bike and changed everything of each part of it to make it really revolutionary and to make it up to date with trends such as wearable technology and Internet of Parts. We believe that the bike is instrumental for people's transportation, and that there hasn't been a true revolution on this technology. So that's how the idea was born.
Okay, and that started about when? When did you begin?
That started about 2.5 years ago.
About 2.5 years ago. Okay.
Exactly. So we have been working for about 2.5 years on the prototype. We have been designing and building the different parts, testing the product, until we finally have what we call a working prototype, which you see right behind me. And right now what we're looking to do is share our story with people, prove the concept, and go into production. Okay. That's basically where we are.
Now I assume you're both from Argentina, so did you meet in school, or how did you get to know each other? How did you bring the team together?
Exactly. So we both come from the same city. We have friends in common. I've been in New York for the past 8 years. My background is primarily in finance. And I got in touch with Lucas and Agustin when they wanted to bring this product into market, in particular within the US, Europe, and Asia. So we connected through mutual friends. We had several conversations until we decided to start working together. And since then, we have been pushing for this to become a reality. We have incorporated our company in Delaware with authorization to do business in New York. And since then, we have been able to launch a successful Kickstarter campaign and getting good media around the world in countries such as Germany, Spain, France, Italy. We have gotten a lot of good press from the US, Japan, Australia, and Hong Kong.
All right,
among others.
That's excellent. So, but by the way, how we are what? I think probably day somewhere around day 30 of the campaign?
We actually, so our campaign, we designed a campaign for a 30-day campaign. We are into the 10th day of the campaign. We have raised $65,000 so far. The clients that have bought the bike are diverse in ages, are diverse in geographic locations, and in backgrounds. We have people that are former or current CEOs of companies. We have innovative and early adopters from Hong Kong and from Europe. We have been getting some very good feedback from different distributors within the Scandinavian countries and Vietnam. So we are very excited about the project. We're getting very good positive feedback, and we're really looking forward to see how this evolves.
Okay, now Lucas, I assume that much of the design work for this was done in Argentina, was it?
Yes, we created the G bike in Argentina with Agustin. Agustin was the designer behind the G, but Agustin now is traveling to New York, no?
Okay, so the original design was done there, but now sort of the impetus for the marketing side of this, the funding side of this, is in New York City then, I guess.
So exactly. So we have basically transferred everything into one company, and that's a company in the U.S., and everything is based out of the U.S. now. And the way that the idea started again was within Argentina. The initial designs and drafting started there. And now we are taking it to market through the U.S. and in particular through Kickstarter.
Okay, let's talk about the construction of this bike. What I found intriguing, I mean, when you look at the video, the Kickstarter video on this, I mean, it looks like a conventional bike with a sort of a drop frame on it. But what really sells me on this thing is when you take that little lever and you just simply lift the lever and the bike folds in half. That really intrigued me, because obviously that becomes a problem for storage of a bicycle. Becomes a problem particularly in cities where space is at a premium, either out on the street or in parking garages, or in people's apartments. So I think that was kind of a brilliant stroke. So what intrigues me about this design is sort of the innovations that you put into it, particularly the way the bike folds, the availability of an electric drive thing. How did all of those, I mean, what was the biggest challenge? You said there, and I think you're right, there hasn't been a real revolution in bicycle design in 100 years, So what were the things that you had to think about, and the challenges you had to face in coming up with this design?
So there's a significant amount of challenges and features that we focused on. We primarily focus on building a product that is not only a product, but rather as an experience for our customers. We focus on people that use bikes as their primary mode of transportation within metropolitan cities. And then we basically went through all the problems that exist today in bikes for daily commuters within metropolitan cities. So we saw that there are folding bikes and there are electric bikes. So we said, what about combining those two? What about making a foldable electric bike? So that was one of the main theses behind the design of the bike. After that, we said, okay, what is one of the major problems that people also have, and that is people get their bikes stolen. People like to perhaps share the bike, but they have the inconvenience of having one key of the lock or the U-lock that is very heavy to carry. So behind that, we created a mobile application that has the ability to lock your bike and has an anti-theft locking system that activates once you step away from the bike. That same anti-theft locking system gives you the ability to share with friends and family So you basically launch the app. Once it's locked and you choose to share with a friend, they get a notification, they accept that, they put the code that you share, and the bike unlocks and they can take it for a ride.
Brilliant.
So that's the other thing. For the other problem that we saw is that daily commuters within metropolitan cities usually use their bikes to go to work, and they often get their pants scratched or they get stains in their pants from the chain. So we designed carbon drive belts technology into the bike, and through that we also designed a whole coverage of the carbon drive belts to avoid that. So I think through the application, you not only have the anti-theft locking system, the sharing capabilities, but you also will be able to interact with different bikers and get access to mapping capabilities that will allow you to know what is the best way to go and what are people saying about the particular route.
Right. Yeah. Now, of course, looks like we've lost the video again, but that's okay. I mean, we can certainly keep going here, and there. Okay. Well, I got you back.